Hello and welcome to another episode of FutonTalks. This is episode 4. I'm your host, Lucas, and my co-hosts are Nick and Keyshawn.
Hello.
Hey,
Yeah, we're going to kick this off right now. I hope this reaches you in good health. Today we'll be talking first about the fact that I got dreads the other day.
Oh yeah.
That's official now. I'm actually wearing a do-rag right now. So this process has begun.
Good
Um,
character
the other thing
development there.
is, yeah, the other thing be, um, it's really itchy already. It's only been like a day, and it fucking sucks.
And you can't wash your hair till when?
One whole month, 30 days, 150 something hours. I don't know. So
150 hours is like a week.
let me. I'm gonna do a quick calculation here. 30 times 50, 24. Coming in at 720 hours of not washing my hair. So, yeah, it's kind of gross, but I mean, gotta do what you gotta do. Anyway, how's your guys' day going?
it's been all right. Pretty chill. Um, I recently purchased Black Ops 4. First Call
Did
of
you
Duty.
really?
Yeah, first Call of Duty I've played on the computer, and so far I'm loving every bit of it. So I woke
Are
up.
you getting your shit pushed in though?
No, that's the thing. Is like that's what I was worried about. Is that everybody's gonna be way better on PC because I've always played on console and been eyed at it. And but no, I'm pretty good on PC, so it's fun, and so I actually look forward to playing it and trying to get camos and shit. But other than that, I just worked. So
Nice.
so yeah, that was my day pretty much.
Keyshawn, what about you?
my day was alright. It was my last day of the week, so tomorrow I'm
Same.
chilling. I
True.
might get Black Ops 4 tomorrow, actually.
You had pre-ordered it, yeah?
Yeah, my mom's heading on that site to Phoenix, so she might pick it up for me.
Hmm.
So
Why
I'll
the
probably be playing
hell
that Saturday.
you had to pick it up in Phoenix?
It's just because I pre-ordered it up there, so then that's how
Hmm.
GameStop works apparently.
It's insane.
I didn't know that. I didn't know you had to pre-order it at the store that you're gonna get it at.
I was gonna say you're
Yeah,
tethered to the store now.
yeah, apparently. So I kind of sucked. I'm like, oh, I just wanted to pre-order it now so I can play the beta,
Yeah.
Play
which didn't work.
beta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Huh.
But yeah.
that was it though. Other than that, I mean, my day was pretty chill. Went to class. Yep.
Nice. Oh yeah, that reminds me that I just started my online classes. I'm only
Oh,
taking.
you did?
Yeah, I'm only taking a
Oh,
couple,
wow.
but um, they just I just started them. So that I guess that's also something that is just causing extra stress, which is awesome. But
What's the classes?
so I'm taking very basic classes just to branch out. You'll think I'm very hypocritical of the class that I'm taking.
Psychology.
I'm taking a business intro.
Hell, yes.
just to fucking mess around. I don't know. Just to see. Because honestly, I was just like, what's the easiest thing I could do right now? And I'm like, business is very easy. so
Oh man.
so yeah, and then I'm also taking Spanish just because
Spanish.
I'm
You can get help from your significant other. What's
yeah
that?
yeah that's
Look at you.
anyway. So just the little insight there. I just started that. So yeah.
Are you excited? Did you? Yeah. Are you excited?
I mean, kinda. Like, even on the first day, I don't know. I'm reliving that stress. I don't know. It just adds a little extra stress, I feel like, to my life. Like, I'm not thrilled to be taking a class again, I guess. I don't know. I don't see myself not going to school. I don't know. I don't enjoy it, I guess. But
It's cheeks for sure.
yeah. But yeah, I don't know.
I was gonna say, so KP, me, Boba, and Josh went out to Chili's
Mm-hmm.
this evening, and we got into, speaking about significant others, we got into a topic at dinner, just like discussion.
Yeah.
It was about exes and relationships. So that's sort of the topic here. But like
Mm-hmm.
Josh, yeah. So KP, like we were all single, and we were out of our relationship. So we were just talking about this, and they're friends with their exes.
Mm-hmm.
That whole thing.
Yeah.
And there's like, I feel like there's a lot of different like ways you can see it. To me, I just don't think being friends with your ex, like I feel like you can't be friends with your ex because there's just too many feelings around it. And I mean, like, you can have you can like you can be friends and then get into a relationship, break up, and technically still be friends.
Yeah.
um but then that also ties into the idea of like girls and guys. Can girls and guys even be friends, or is there always like this tension, this like sexual or like social tension between the two? You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
biologically, like it's not like in the olden days dudes hung around with other chicks to learn how to weave baskets.
Yeah.
Like we stuck around chicks to spread the seed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we hung out with the dudes to learn new techniques, hunting, farming, agriculture, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
We learned how to do that. So like if you want to think of it that way, it's like it applies to now in a very different way. We're not learning how to weave baskets, but we're just hanging out with chicks for the same reason though. I feel like, you know, I don't think
Yeah.
that changed a whole lot. Like there's definitely people out there that have friends that have no sexual interest in them, um and they're actually good friends and this and that. Like I think that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But like at this day and age, at least, kind of separate from that, it's like, yeah, you gotta be, yeah, I don't think you can be friends with your ex. There's just too many it's too much social stress on that kind of
Yeah.
thing. I was telling them, like, I asked them, I was like, so what happens when you're talking with your ex and you like, you and your ex are friends now, you ended on good terms, it was a mutual breakup, this and that. What happens when, like, on both sides, like what happens when they meet somebody or when you meet somebody? how how is it fair to them and the person that you're with, or the person that they're with? Like, is it fair for them, for you to talk to that other person?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, is it fair for them? I don't think so. Because it's like, yeah, okay, you could be mature and not be quote unquote like jealous in this case, but I mean, like, I feel like it's a pretty blatant thing that's unacceptable socially.
Yeah.
Like, you just don't really associate, like, you don't talk to your ex even if it's on good terms, because especially if it's on good terms, almost, because if it is, that means like you guys are still cordial, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like that could make someone jealous even though they say they're not, or they understand. It's like, you don't gotta be doing that, you know. You're supposed to be giving your time and attention to this other person, and I mean, that doesn't mean that they demand all of it, but like, I feel like it would push you to the side a little bit, or like they don't have your whole heart, you know. What do you
Yeah.
guys think?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, I think I brought it up. Is like because we talked about it just a little bit. Is like I don't know. I think if you guys, because I mean, obviously you're talking about people who are in new relationships after breaking up. Um, but like I don't know. I guess in both Josh and KP's situation, they're not really with anybody else. Um, so it's kind of just like I don't know. They are friends a little bit, and they can be, just because I don't know. They're not that like you said, they're not trying to give their love and attention to somebody else and then still holding on to some side thing, or past thing. So I feel like in that case they can be friends. I don't know. And then I guess my case is more special, or like in a, like, I don't know, I guess a marriage. Um, I'm I've been dating Sophia for 4 years, 4.5 years, and like I can like have the occasional conversation with my ex, just I don't know, just like, oh hey, happy birthday, and then like whatever, and then talk for like a couple more texts back and forth, and then we're done, like that kind of thing. But in that case, I guess, would you even consider that like a friendship? I don't know if you would, because it's
Right,
just
and it's like the other thing is like because they were also saying like, oh, maybe what they would do is compromise and they wouldn't talk to them too much, and or only if that other person needed them for something. But then again, at that point, it's or like if they need something, like they come to them, and and they say like, all right, look, I need you for this or this or that. You've been here for me in the past in this area of my life. Like I need you here now. Like I could really use the support. Like they were saying, like in those situations they would be there for them.
yeah,
So like at what point, like, is that a friendship, like you were saying, like in only those moments, because friends just talk sometimes just to catch up and stuff.
yeah,
It's like only in crisis situations are you guys going to talk. you
yeah,
know
yeah,
it's like
yeah.
that
I
just
don't
means
know
that
if
you're a
that's
panic button. You're not a
yeah,
friend
yeah.
so
That's
much as you're a
just
panic
yeah. I don't know.
button.
That's just somebody that is gonna be there, I guess. But like,
Right.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, a friend is somebody you. I guess the definition, my definition of a friend, you have to define your definition of a friend is, are they gonna, can you rely on them at any moment, or like, do you talk to them on a daily basis? Do you know like certain criteria about them? I don't know. And like, yeah, I don't know. I obviously, as somebody who's freshly your ex, that person probably hits all that criteria for you. Like, you could probably reach out to them because you know when they're available, and you know when you can talk to them, and you know a lot of things about them. So I feel like it's kind of like a blurred line of like, I don't know.
To me, again, like another thing is how does that make that other person feel, that third party? So we'll just say like that significant other on either your side, or your ex's side, their
Yeah,
significant other, the third party. How does that make them feel, and is it fair to them? Like, why is it that this person comes to you when they need something? It's like you do that when you have a girlfriend or a boyfriend. Like that's
yeah,
who you're supposed to go to. That's your shoulder.
yeah,
And it's like, again, that question's like, oh, well then does that mean like he'll go to me or she'll go to me as a third party talking to themselves? Kind of like, does that mean that he'll go to me for his issues or her issues,
or
or
will he
will
go to
he
his
revert to
significant
them?
other? Yeah,
It's like,
yeah,
who do they go to? And it just kind of I feel like that could cause a confusion or a frustration. I mean, yeah, you could talk about it and figure it out, but again, it's like at the end of the day, you can talk about it, and then once it starts happening, and it happens several times over the course of a year or so, I feel like that could chip away at you each time it happens.
yeah,
um I don't think it's I don't know. I'm saying that because I know I can speak for myself when I say like I wouldn't like that, you
mm-hmm.
know like I said before, like especially if they were on good terms, because
Mm-hmm.
that when you break up on good terms, that means there's room to get back together with that person because
Yeah,
you don't hate them. They didn't
Yeah,
do
I was gonna
anything
say that.
necessarily wrong.
mm-hmm.
Right. It's like, ugh, that keeps a door open that,
Yeah,
frankly should have been closed when it ended.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
and yeah, so I don't know. So what do you think, Keyshawn? You said you agree with that. So what do you think about the whole thing?
So I'm thinking back to like my past relationship with my ex. It kind of ended on good terms, but at the same time, it's like we're still there for each other. It's still like as if we're still together, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like how it ended up, how I got back with my ex, and yeah, like you said, like it's kind of like an open door still that should have been closed when the relationship ended. Then,
Right.
Yeah.
so I can chime in on that and saying like, yeah, I agree with that. Like from speaking from a new relationship, say if I'm still talking to my ex and then I'm with a new relationship, I feel like I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna say that ex should be kind of like, all right, I'm with the new person now. I hope you understand that I'm probably not gonna be talking to you as much because
Yeah.
I feel like yeah, you'll probably cause more problems when you're talking to your ex. And the new person kind of like, well, then what am I here for? You know?
Mm-hmm.
Right. There's just like there's like a dark background to that. I feel like in a lot of people, you could run a poll and walk
Yeah.
around campus and just be like, hey, how would you feel if someone was talking to their ex and they were on good terms? Like, how would you feel? I'd be like, I don't know if I'd like that. I feel like the most neutral response to that would be something like, oh, I probably wouldn't like that, but at the same time, like, they are their own person and they should do
Yeah.
what they want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Like
want to
that's pretty
interfere. I don't mess
neutral.
up something good for them. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I
But
think when
nobody's
it
gonna
came
be
down to
all
the
for it.
right, exactly. So what does that tell you?
Yeah.
But when it came down to like I said, when it comes down to nitty gritty, when it happens that night, they're laying in bed and they get that call, and they're like, "Oh, hold on, babe, let me answer this." And you know what I mean? It's like, "Oh, Felicia's calling again." You know what I mean? Or
Mhm.
Sam's calling again. Um, and then they answer it and they're talking to them and they're giggling or they're you know what I mean? Like, how does that make you feel? Like, that can't make you feel good. So
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially like
anyway,
from our perspective as a guy. I mean, you don't like hearing your girl laugh from somebody else. I mean,
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, that's the joke, like when your homie cracks a joke. I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's the joke. Like when your homie cracks a joke and she's laughing a little too much,
you're
like you
like,
give her the stink eye.
yeah.
Yeah, it's the same thing. It's like, especially with your ex, it's like, oh, when the ex comes around, it's like, all right,
Yeah.
you can shut the fuck up now. It's not that funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like I
Cross
never
the
heard this laugh before.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I never heard this laugh.
Hmm, hmm.
Where the fuck that shit been? Okay, we'll talk about that later. Just try to crack the same joke, and you're like, he's like, is it funny? She's like, shut the fuck up. You're like, all right, yeah, we're having this talk right
She gave me that fake laugh.
We're
Hmm.
having this
now.
Hmm.
No, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I don't like that. It's not. It's a little much for me.
Yeah.
It's a line I think that people don't cross. Hey, now that we're on it, something just popped in my head too about relationships
Yeah.
and like throwing in different dynamics.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Gay people, gay best friends.
Yeah.
In most cases, girls, because
Mhm.
guys don't have lesbian best friends. Girls have gay best friends.
Yeah.
I actually just realized that as I said it. I just noticed that.
Yeah, there's no lesbians hanging out with guys. That's for sure.
That's really weird.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let's get into that real quick. Hold on. So,
Alright.
well, why do you think that is? What kind of underlying patterns here? And we're gonna have to dig. We're gonna have to dig it up a little bit. We're gonna have to expose this because I don't think there's any nice way to say anything we're about to
Yeah.
say.
No. Um. I think I'm not like I don't know. Obviously, no stereotyping here. I'm going on the average observation.
Mm-hmm.
Most gay guys, most of them, are into stuff like makeup, and they can talk girl talk in the way of like that guy's hot.
True.
But
Oh, that's true.
I
Huh?
don't think necessarily most lesbians
Share that.
see a girl like with a thick ass. You know,
True.
it's kind
I'm
of
gonna
just like
scissor that ass.
yeah, it's kind of more like I just don't like guys. Girls, I'm attracted to girls, but like I don't know. Like
There's definitely like a less aggressive
yeah.
sexual
There's a different
like
way
parallel.
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to get a lesbian on the show to
We have
interview
to.
them. on the
That's a good
podcast.
idea.
But yeah,
Hey,
no,
guys.
it.
Sorry.
Whoa.
Oh my god. Well, we just lost all our chances to do that.
My name's Tiffany.
I said lesbian, not freaking transsexual.
My bad.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, you guys can share your points on that, but like, it's just it is interesting that you don't see that.
Yeah, that's not like a normal thing. I couldn't just be like, no, yeah, she's my lesbian friend. We're hanging out.
Yeah.
Like, no, I never hear that. Ever.
Yeah.
I have never heard that in my whole life. I haven't lived that long, but I have never heard that in my whole life.
Yeah.
This never came to my head at all. Until you brought it up, I'm like, huh.
Yeah, huh. Yeah, like, yeah. So okay. Anyway, we'll push into that in a minute. But like, yeah. So the gay dynamic between relationships. So my ex, she had this gay best friend. Like they were crazy good friends, apparently. And I came in as a third party. It felt like almost at times. I wasn't jealous because I knew he was gay, but like she made it out to be like, oh, he's just been my best friend and like, you know, blah blah blah. Anyway, they would take naps together in the same bed, and allegedly like they wouldn't cuddle or anything. Like, okay, that makes sense if you're gay.
Yeah.
They wouldn't cuddle. They wouldn't want to touch each other. It's like two dudes sleeping in the same bed. It's just fucking weird. But they would take naps together, and she was really adamant about that. Like, I was like, yo, I don't really feel comfortable with that. Like, I know he's gay, but like for me, I just don't feel comfortable. And this comes like from the balloon idea, if you like, as you will, like it comes out of this, it floats above it, saying like I feel like gays have always been around. They're coming out a lot now, given it's all legal to get married and it's totally like socially acceptable to be gay and all this.
Yeah.
So I feel like now more than ever, it's more of like another. It's just another dynamic in relationships, because for me, it was like, how do I address this? Is it okay for your girlfriend or significant other, or wife, to sleep in the same bed with another dude that is sexually oriented in not threatening way? Is he gay? He's not going to sleep with my wife. Is that okay? Like, or is that drawing the line?
Yeah.
She wasn't my wife, but like still she's my girlfriend, so it's like I don't feel comfortable with, at the end of the day, sexually and biologically, a dude is sleeping with my chick.
Yeah.
How do I deal with that? Like I've never had to like do that. So I felt like at the time, I still don't know to this day. Leave a comment if you think of what I should have done. But like I was just like, yo, I don't really like you doing this. I don't think it's okay. And she was real adamant. And I mean, eventually she didn't. But I mean, she was all sorts of huffing and puffing about it.
Yeah.
But I was just like, wow, that's really interesting. I've never had to deal with that, or I've never thought of having to deal with that. But like, there's a whole lot of other, there's a whole lot of other things too. Like gay guys I'm pretty sure that gay guys, like, it's socially okay, like in that community of like the gay and then straight girl thing. If they're all at like a slumber party, like it's okay for the gay guy to see the chicks naked changing.
Yeah. 'Cause they're not
How do you
attracted.
feel about that as a boyfriend? What's that? Oh, Nathaniel, Kelsey, Tiffany, and Barbara are gonna sleep over tonight. Nathaniel's the gay guy, right? Yeah, he's one of Tiffany's gay best friend or whatever. He was gonna spend the night with us. Blah blah blah. It's like, I don't know. To me, just thinking about that scenario I just made up, like, what would you guys do?
I don't know. Like, I don't know. Like, for me, I feel like I put myself with somebody that wouldn't do that. Is the
True.
kind of thing. But like, obviously, I try and put myself in those shoes. I
No, no, no.
feel.
Okay, so no, the scenario was that Tiffany, your girlfriend's name is Ashley.
Oh, okay. No, 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 no. I see what you mean. Um, no, yeah.
What do you do?
I don't know. That's. I mean,
What do you do?
it's a. That's a really good question because I don't have an answer.
Keyshawn, what do you do?
I don't know. I mean, like my ex always talks about how she wished she has a gay best friend, so it never really
See,
occurred in
that's
my head.
weird to that's weird to say.
Like, I think
To
it
me,
was just
that's just
because.
weird to say.
You
Not that
think
it's
so?
weird to be gay. Don't get me confused here. It's weird to say, I wish I had that thing.
Yeah.
I wish I had that, you know? I wish I had a
Yeah.
gay best friend. It's like as if that's a separate entity, that's a
Yeah.
separate dynamic
Then a
because it is
friend. Yeah.
that
It
right
is.
there almost that statement
Refers.
almost
It like confirms it's a different thing than just a regular
friend.
relationship. Yeah.
Exactly. So like that then that begs the question like what is that then?
Yeah.
What is that different relationship? What does that entail? What does that have that another girl doesn't, throw into the game? I've heard that like gay guys will just create drama. They like, they're extra like they're quote unquote like savage about things, they don't give a shit about a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So like some girls like that edginess, where like other girls might not be as edgy. They
Yeah.
might come off as bitchy. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? Like gay guys can
Yeah.
just do that and it's like acceptable because we've always known them to be like sassy and like out
Yeah.
loud and outgoing.
Yeah.
So it's like, is that the dynamic that they're looking for? Because like, okay.
Yeah.
But like again, when you say it like that, oh, I wish I had a gay, but it's like literally saying, I wish I had, like I wish I had that. It's like
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't. I wouldn't say it objectifies that like a gay person as like a separate relationship, but like it definitely separates it, like you said, Nick.
Yeah. Well, and then another thing is like with Sophia. I mean, I don't want to keep putting words in her mouth or anything, talking for her, but I mean, like 90% of like college girls are kind of just, the way they are, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Just kind of, I don't know. And Sophia, like, sometimes, obviously, like, feels kind of unrelated to them when she's working 3 different jobs and, like, going to school and all that stuff. And, like, just, I don't know, constantly filling her time with stuff like that and kind of just doesn't really relate to the other people. And I feel like maybe, or the other girls. And I feel like maybe, I don't know, is that something that also is like, because like you said, it's, or like we said, it's a different, I don't know, a different kind of relationship than a friendship with a girl. Because I know in the friend groups with girls and stuff, it can be gossipy and all this stuff. But I don't know, like, I mean, I feel like a gay best friend is like that to the extreme. So I don't really know like what the differences are, but I don't know. I guess the question kind of remains unanswered, but I feel like, I don't know, there is some truth in it being a different entity, a different relationship than just a regular one, but I don't know. I guess that's
Yeah, and if to me, I feel like that's enough of a reason. Like if we could all agree, and if we could all agree that it is a different relationship than it is with another chick,
mm-hmm.
I feel like that's enough to say that like it's okay for a boyfriend to question
Yeah.
that relationship.
Yeah.
Like the thing, like what we would most likely be threatened by any relationship outside of the one with our girlfriend. In other words, like any relationship that our girlfriend has with someone else, our biggest thing would most likely be like them taking interest to them, falling for that person and then leaving us behind / cheating, or giving that person attention. Like at the end of the day, like, a dude might not come out and say like, oh, I want attention too, but like we all do. Like, so putting that out there, it's like, as a dude, given that that's a different relationship, we can question that. We can question that dynamic, that relationship, with I think it's reasonable to do that.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying in my head, I felt like I did the right thing, questioning why they had to take a nap together and why she had to be so adamant about that. You know, her reason was, oh, you know, we've been doing it for so long. We've always done this. It's just like,
Yeah.
okay, I've always, you know,
Yeah.
jerked off to porn, but I don't do that now. That's
Yeah.
just always how it's been.
Yeah.
It's just not acceptable
Yeah.
anymore. It's not, you know.
Yeah. I used
Yeah.
to bone somebody else before I was in a relationship with
Right.
you.
Exactly.
I've always done that. Can I keep doing it now?
I've always done that. It's just normal for me.
It's my routine.
Can't you understand?
I always flirt with other chicks.
Right. Yeah. I had to do that to get a girlfriend. So, what do you expect me to do now?
No. Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Ways.
Yeah. That's always how it's been. Pushing the topic to so it was that, and then we had pushed it to okay, so yeah, now way track back here to the Chili's. We talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we moved into, I have no idea how. We moved into religion, and then life after death.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Do you guys want to touch on that real quick? Do you guys want to?
We can get into
Okay.
that a little bit.
What are you guys? Let's just put that out there first.
Just put it out. I guess I'll go first. I guess I consider myself atheist, which always sounds like a bad word when I hear it.
Mm-hmm.
But
That kind of, yeah, that would imply socially that like you have to have a religion, and if you're atheist, it's like a bad thing. That
Yeah.
kinda is what that if it, you know, if you're saying like it's a bad stigma, then yeah, that's kind of what that means.
yeah. I mean, more and more, I feel like people obviously don't, I don't know, like go to church or anything and stuff like that. But, I don't know what that means. But, yeah, I've never even really been to a church service, really. I've been, if you want to consider me, a religion based on the church services that I have gone to, I'm Mormon, because I've gone to my friend's, like, he left on his mission and I went there, and it's kind of a whole service. He like gives a speech, and then another one of his friends, who's I guess technically kind of my friend a little bit, was also leaving for a mission, so it's kind of cool to see both of them. But then it kind of turned into a whole service. But I mean, they gave speeches and they like played the piano and stuff, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, not really the topic. I guess I'm atheist, and I don't really.
Are you
believe in
atheist
anything.
or agnostic?
I don't know the difference.
Agnostic is when you don't believe. I'm sorry, is when you do believe there is a higher power in general, but you don't know what it is exactly, but you know there is something that is of a higher power.
Yeah. I would say
yeah.
I would say I want to be agnostic. I wish that I could be agnostic and say that I for sure believe that there's something there.
But there's no evidence.
There's no evidence to that. I mean, I feel like there has to be, because I feel like there's always, like, I don't know, we have all these scientific discoveries, and there's still a missing piece that science isn't, like, factual by any means. Like, I mean, it's proven stuff, but, like, I don't know, it could all just be fabricated anyway, so I don't know.
You think the science could be fabricated that way?
I don't know, like, to say, I mean, the whole simulation topic is another thing, but
oh Christ,
I don't know. Like, I said that one thing, like, I don't know, the other, it wasn't the other day, it was a while ago, but like, future civilizations are gonna look back and be like, oh, here's an old science textbook. Here's what they called bacteria. We found out in 3000.
Oh, I
3002.
I remember us talking about this.
That bacteria is actually non-existent. I don't know. So it's like, I don't know. Like, obviously, it's proven and people can look at it. That's just a stupid example, but I don't know. Like, obviously, scientific discoveries are being made all the time, and stuff's being proven wrong, and everything like that. And like, I don't know.
Not so often now, but yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I
Stuff is
mean,
getting debunked.
yeah, but I don't know. Like, I don't know. I mean, every theory. I don't know. I'll cut it off here so we can hear Keith.
I was gonna say we're rabbit holing.
But yeah. Anyway, I'm atheist, I suppose.
Okay. Simple answer here. Atheist.
Yes.
Keyshawn Carlos.
All right. So growing up, I was kind of raised to be a Catholic,
True.
but then after my whole stepfather thing, we kind of like went off and like, what's the word atheist? What's atheist is like you
don't believe in anything.
It's kind of like that in a way for myself right now.
I hear that.
But at the same time, it's kind of like I'm sure there is some type of entity,
Entity.
and whatever.
I didn't even say it right just now. Entity.
But there's like some type of like higher power of some sort. I'm thinking
So that's agnostic then.
now. Yeah, I'm just thinking like, okay, maybe there is, but we just don't know.
Right. Okay, so you're agnostic. Sort of. You are closer to agnostic than you are atheist, so we'll say you're agnostic. I grew up Christian for 16 years, and then like Christian church, Baptist, and then recently the last 3 years we stopped going to church, me and my family. So like I kind of dropped off, and then like obviously finishing high school, I moved out here. So I got pulled away from all that, and then I've just been busting my balls doing all this stuff. So like it's not been on my mind. Right now, I don't know what I would consider myself. I would probably consider myself agnostic as well. Even though I grew up in the Christian church, believing that there's Jesus up in the clouds with God. I don't know. Like, I was telling KP, Josh, and Bob, I was telling them, like, I just don't believe that Christianity might be the right religion because to me, he's painted as a white guy with a beard, saving all the motherfuckers. And we just logically, there was no white guy rolling around the Middle East doing shit, and people were loving him. I just doubt that.
Yeah.
I really doubt that. I mean, they crucified him, so like I could see where they might have like, yeah. But like, the point is though, there's like it's kind of been whitewashed to, to be appealing to like Americans now / like white people. Like I'm not racist or anything. It's just like, okay, I'm mildly racist, but like, it's just not like it. It's like, how can I believe what I've been taught, given that the figure I'm supposed to worship and respect, wasn't even supposed to be a white guy. He was definitely Muslim. Like he was definitely not Muslim, sorry, but he was definitely like, of the Middle East, beard, dark skin, scruffy hair, the whole deal, a bed basically. So like, it's just like, I don't know. I don't believe that necessarily. And then like, the other thing to me was also like salvation, the whole idea, and this kind of ties into the life after death topic here. So we'll just mesh that together here. But like, I didn't believe. I'm just spewing out this stuff, but like, I don't know. Like, if I had a list, I told him, I said at dinner, I was like, I have 5 things. I couldn't think of the other 3, but the top 2 things would be that the thing that happens after you die, absolutely nothing. It's game over. It's lights out. That's my number 1 belief. Number 2 would definitely be like reincarnation. I think that's the most like, I feel like that's the most heartwarming one because it sounds like you're coming back. Yeah. And then 3 would, like, if I had to pick 5, 3 would be something, but I know that 5 would be heaven and hell. That's what happens to you. Because I just think that's the least likely, and I would definitely not want that to be the thing either, because I'd be going to hell. And I mean, like, it sounds like a joke, but like, honestly, there's just too many things And again, the whole thing about salvation. So, like in Christianity, you have to repent, accept the Lord Jesus Christ as your Savior, who died on the cross for your sins. And then you can't, you're supposed to follow the 10 Commandments, and you're supposed to be more or less just like a good person.
Yeah.
I'm not saying like I'm a bad person, and I don't think anyone would say they're a bad person outright. So I will also add to that population of people and say that I'm not a bad person, but like I definitely would go to hell if it was on paper, because that's kind of what it sounds like. And then I don't want to like poke a stick into Catholicism, no pun intended, about Jesus getting poked on the cross, but like I don't want to poke a stick at that. I respect the religion, honestly, but like I also don't believe that you could walk into some white guy at the church I'm forgive me for forgetting, but like you walk in and you're like, hey man, I cheated on my wife. All right, he's like, all right, 15 Hail Marys and you're good to go. Like I don't think you can quantify your like what you just did into X amount of Hail Marys, and then you're kind of good to go to heaven. Like that's just math. Like I don't want math to dictate whether Stalin and Hitler went to heaven or hell, because theoretically if they were Catholic, they would go to heaven if they just repented for everything that they did.
Hitler could go.
Can you forgive that? I don't know, there's a lot of details, but the point is though, like I don't believe that whole you just have to believe.
Because Hitler could have just gone to church and said 6 million Hail Marys.
6 million Hail Marys. Yeah. I see the joke here. We're getting that.
But yeah, no, I mean I guess it's kind of the same for me. Like, as much as I don't want it to be, like you said, reincarnation is heartwarming. I'd say my number one belief is kind of just you dead, and then my like scariest belief is your soul is conscious through all this, and
you said that, I remember
that you're just banned to the earth for 10,000 years until your body decays completely, and then you just dissolve into the soil.
That would be awful.
But yeah, no. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with the whole, like, I don't know. It's hard for me to think that there's just like this heavenly place after we're done here. Like, are we in hell right now and then we go to heaven? Or
right,
like, I don't know, or is this heaven and we're gonna go to hell right after this? Or is there a super heaven above us? I don't know.
Deluxe
heaven, VIP.
You gotta pay $10.99.
Yeah, get the premium package.
The premium VIP package to heaven.
I left my wallet on my corpse. God damn it.
No. He's like, sorry, kid.
You're going to hell.
What even currency do you take? Honestly,
microtransactions.
Straight Dark Souls right now.
Cryptocurrency.
That was that shit's coming up right now. We're all just here like,
we're all just memeing it right now. I don't want to get into cryptocurrency. Oh, it's actually the gateway to heaven right now.
Jesus is like, dude, I fucking gave you that shit. It was, you know how much that shit was worth?
It was worth $2 a couple of years ago. You could have got it. You could have sold it and bought so much stuff and still had enough to get into heaven.
Now you sleep in a bungalow, you idiot.
And you're going to hell.
About this, not the VIP heaven, but just actual talk.
No, honestly, yeah, my number one thing is kind of like, it's kind of what makes me scared. It's just like, there's like points in middle school or when I was a kid, when I was going to school, when I was like, do you just think like you're just gonna be there, like your eyes are closed and that's it, you know? You see nothing else after that. And I'm gonna agree with you guys. Like, I'm gonna go basically the same way. It's kind of like reincarnation, because that's what we believe in our culture. There's a saying that once you pass, I can't remember which direction it is. It's either the east or to the west. You're the souls of the person, they travel that direction, and they come back as reincarnated, either as a plant or or anything.
That's
And
the most native thing I've ever heard you say.
and I believe it. I mean, it's my culture, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's kind of like, well, what's the real truth? I'm kind of scared to find out. I mean, that's a real scary thing to talk about sometimes, especially for me when I overthink about it,
Yeah.
and then I get freaked out. I'm like, all
You
right,
get anxious.
yeah, and I was like, I don't want to go to sleep now because
I might not wake up.
My
and that's something to talk about that too. It's like that's real scary though. Like you just think about it, your body just shuts off
yeah.
in a way
Yeah.
when you go to sleep, and then you wake up, and you're just like, like thank God I'm awake.
Yeah, it's kind of like I feel like it's a serious sleep.
Yeah.
Like, I'll probably hey, that's pretty cool. I'll probably use that term with my kids. He went to serious sleep. No,
You just take a nap.
Big
yeah, he
sleep.
just took a serious nap. He's not waking up now. Yeah, no, I feel like no, I mean that's honestly an interesting way to put it though. Like a serious sleep, like you're dead. You don't wake up your body. No, the scientific part of it though is like your body definitely releases like everything at once or
Yeah.
something like that. I mean, I know we've all heard about it, but like, yeah, that I think that's interesting that your body and your mind just like explodes one last time. Um, if that's what you mean, Keyshawn, where like it's just weird to think your body's shutting off like that. I mean, I don't know. I feel like I've never, knock on wood, but like I've never passed out. I've never like felt my body, and I've always felt like I was in control of my body. I've never had a concussion, broken a bone, anything like that. So like I don't know what it's like to
Right.
not have control of your body, but like I would imagine that when you die, it's like you don't have control of your body anymore,
Mm-hmm.
and you feel like something like yeah, whatever that feeling is. I have no idea what that would be, but like yeah, the feeling of like not having control of your body anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like sometimes that's why people say they have out of body experiences when they're using drugs, any kind of psychedelics too, because it might give you that sensation,
Yeah.
not feeling, but sensation. I feel like there's a difference there.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, but like, but to move on a little bit here, like we had talked about that religion, and we weren't like shitting on any religions. We were just discussing them and trying to like and test them
Mm-hmm.
and like figure out what it is, what it really is, like what does it mean to believe in this or not.
Yeah.
um and then we moved on to like Buddhism.
Yeah.
KP is like a hardened Buddhist, and she's the kind of Buddhist that doesn't believe in like nirvana, but just the karma and the portion that is like I'm probably butchering this, but I'm just remembering what she was saying. But like, yeah, she doesn't believe in nirvana. It's about bettering herself. She does believe in good and bad karma.
Mm-hmm.
She does believe in reincarnation and like how bad and good karma can come to you from the life before.
Yeah.
So my thing to her was like, now Buddhism is a practice, and that's all I'm gonna say, because like it's a religion, but like she was saying that it's a practice to her, in the sense that like it's a constant task on,
It's just like a routine daily, basically.
yeah, like you're trying to make yourself a better person,
Mhm. Like working out.
every day. Yeah. But I was questioning the part where she was saying like good and bad karma from lives before. She has had relatives that passed away in a very unfortunate manner. And to me, I was thinking, well, okay, what did they do to deserve that? Because I mean, they sound like great people.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it's like, why did that happen to them? Because of a life that before. And then I had said that like she had said, she had confirmed for me that like, yeah, you just move on to the next life, and there's like no knowledge of the life before.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have no frame of reference, you can't be like, oh man, I probably shouldn't have killed that guy. I'm probably gonna get bad karma. You wouldn't have known that
Yeah.
because in the last life you were a murderer and you went to jail for the rest of your life. Then you got the electric chair.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, how do you have that frame of reference? You could be living a good life, and then you're reincarnated. You're just a normal person going to school, and then, you know, not to be extreme, but like you get expelled and you got framed for drugs, and then you got expelled from school. Very
Yeah.
awful situation. It wasn't even your fault. And you feel like you didn't deserve this. You can't really go back to school. Now you have it on your record, blah, blah, blah. How is that fair to you? You were living a pretty normal life. You know, you did bad things here and there, but like nothing to that degree. If karma is as like literal as I think it is, um, all because the life before you chose, you know, all the wrong things
that you have no memory of.
that you have no frame of reference of, no memory of.
Yeah.
It's like, to me, that's not fair.
Yeah.
And she was saying, well, it's about when you get thrown, you know, the short end of the stick. It's how you react and how, you know, you can better yourself and how you can perceive this and move forward with it. I'm like, great, that sounds amazing. But there's like only so much you can do, and then, you know what I mean? Like, there really is a finite things that you can do.
Yeah, like when Hitler was reincarnated, how could he pay off that debt that he owes technically?
$6 million. No, yeah, like I don't.
How many can we fit in one podcast?
That is not funny, but yes.
But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's just I like that stuff. I think that the closest thing I would believe in is, as a higher power, is just a higher source of like energy, I believe in that, like almost like an energy pool of just like a collective like energy pool that runs through all of us, like the Force in Star Wars, basically. But yeah,
there are vibes. I would like to put in there, like when you get a vibe off of somebody, like it's a kind of it's sort of a slang term, but like that shit's real. Yeah. I believe that shit is real. Like, somebody comes in with bad vibes, you can fucking feel that shit. You know, like you could break it down scientifically and behaviorally. Like, you know, they walk in with their shoulders slumped, with a mean look on their face, and their strides are short, you know, and their breathing seems heavy. It's like, yeah, scientifically you could, you know, categorize that as a upset person or anxious person, you know, angry person, like, but no, like, you don't have to fucking go to school to learn that. Like, you can just, kids get that. It's like in our nature, like we pick up on that. And it's like, if you want to think of it as like a scientific thing again, it's like evolutionary, you know?
Yeah.
I feel like you can pick up on that, and you did back in the day, and you survived because that person gave off a bad vibe or something.
If somebody comes in and they have, I don't know, intent in their eyes to do harm or do something, you're not going to stick around to find out. So that's part of your, I don't know, natural instinct to go.
Right.
I don't know.
But again, that's like scientific, but I believe that there is like you people give off good, bad, negative, positive vibes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Keyshawn, what do you think?
I can agree with that. I mean, yeah, you can tell, obviously, or you can feel it.
Yeah, you feel it.
Or you you can feel the negativity in the room. You know?
Yeah, the tense.
You're just like, you can just really feel off somebody. I can agree with that.
Yeah. Like when, like if we're hanging out and then a random comes in, it's not the same.
Yeah.
It's just not.
It's just like an odd, like a type of vibe just comes in, like, you know, you just
like you can feel that they're uncomfortable. You know, they don't know what to say. It's quote unquote like awkward. They don't know how to react. We don't know how to treat them. Blah blah blah. Like, it goes on, and that like adds to the vibe.
Yeah. And
like, you could do your best to undo the vibe and make it better. But you know what I mean. But like, initially, you'll always feel that vibe in that situation. Like, you could feel the vibe for sure.
Well, then there's some people that are just like, I don't know. The first time I met, like, we'll say like Olivia, I think is the best example. I didn't feel awkward like at all. Like, she's just a very open, happy person, and like, I don't know, like easy to get along with and like talk to. And like, I think I don't know if that means she has really good karma or she's making up for bad karma. I don't know what that means in terms of, I don't know, Buddhism and I don't know that cycle. But like there is those people that are like overwhelmingly give off good vibes, and it's like those people can almost fit anywhere. Like she could fit anywhere, I feel like. But then obviously there's people with like specific like vibes, like you said, who wouldn't clash well with like, I don't know, with squad. Like if all squad came up and sat on your couch and your roommates came out, it would be an awkward time. Or
Yeah.
I don't know. And then there's obviously people that you can just tell are just awkward and like, I don't know, like in general, and wouldn't probably vibe with anybody that well that they were just meeting or even talking with. But yeah, no, I definitely believe in the vibe thing, and I don't know if that has anything to do with Buddhism, but it's definitely a real thing.
Right. But yeah, man. After you die, it's lights out for me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
People hate that, but like,
yeah. What I'm worried about
I
the
don't think
most.
I've met someone who likes that. Go ahead.
Like one of my biggest fears is being reincarnated as a plant with like memories or consciousness of a human being.
Good God.
And living for, I don't know, like I'm just in the middle of the forest and I'm like a redwood tree, so I'm gonna live to be like 600 years old, and I'm just stuck in this prison for 600
Cars are
years.
just driving right through you.
Yeah, they cut a hole in my fucking genitals and drive through me. No, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. There's plenty of things.
Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. Keyshawn, so like hold on. So like the native outlook on like the world is
Okay,
obviously like
let me say not native. I'm say my tribe. I just
cool.
don't want-
That's true, huh? That's a big umbrella. So your tribe is the reincarnation of the world, more or less, and everything. And that's why you guys would respect. I'm just thinking about way back in the day. You kill a bison. Okay, let's just not be that racist. You kill.
I'm all like, we don't have bisons on this side.
Yeah, no, definitely not in Arizona. My
All
bad.
Native Americans hunted bison back in
They
the
just hunted bison by the thousand on horseback. They tackled them at the ankles. No, you killed a white man. No, okay, I'm just kidding. You killed. No, you guys had no remorse for that shit. You killed
Neither did
a
they.
bunny. Okay,
White-
Yeah,
it's
okay,
a
here you go.
fucking
Good.
ground squirrel. This is a real example here. You killed a ground squirrel, so this is why you guys have respect for the ground squirrel, and what it offers you. Because why?
So in a way, kind of like you kind of respect what the animal's giving you. You know, you don't want to like waste. You know how they say, or like, so like some natives they don't waste a whole animal. They would use any part of the body for any type of source. Like,
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's go back to the bison. How they use the fur, and then,
Right.
or even the bones to make some type of material, like a spoon or some type of tool. You know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of like in that way, you don't want to just use the animal and then just throw the rest of it away, or then you just took a life, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. Even plants.
So that's kind of the same thing with plants. So you don't want to be say that's someone's life. You just there and just killed it. Like so, like a cactus. That's kind of like, so we have a story about that. I don't know if I can tell it
This is the most
because
interesting thing about. Yeah, okay, go ahead. Sorry.
I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about the story because we have a thing where I think I told it before. Like we're only allowed to tell certain stories in the winter because if you talk about us the stories when they're not in the right time, they say like rattlesnakes will come out and start looking for you. You know, so that's our
No, I
belief.
don't know, but holy shit.
I thought I told this before, but is our belief where I can't talk about certain stories at a certain time?
That's the coolest thing ever.
That's interesting. Though.
Seasonal
I mean,
stories. That fucking. That's like. Oh, okay. Sorry.
No, you don't. You don't.
So, but
That's actually cool. I feel like that's really cool. I
but
mean, not the
so
rattlesnakes, but yeah.
so like that, we have a thing about the cactus, and that's how a cactus have its thorns, because
They get
um
marked.
because kids, there's a story about these kids
Hmm.
were picking on the kid because yeah, like the kid was like in a bad situation with parents.
Hmm.
Like they had no mom. The mom, okay, we have a traditional game called Taka, and the mom will always go out and play and leave the kid behind
Hmm.
without any food or actually taking care of him. So the kid one day, um, he goes off, and the mom's looking for the kid, and the kid actually goes into the ground and disappears and turns in a couple days turns into a cactus.
Go.
And there's thorns on the cactus because of, prior to the story, there's kids that will pick on the kid, throw rocks and whatever, and make jokes because saying like, "Oh, your mom's not here, your mother's
Mhm.
not here to take care of you."
You're a
So that's how
loser.
the cactus came to have its thorns
Protect
What do the
itself.
thorns
for
represent?
for like,
He
it
has
was
to.
just in that way. It's just like protection.
Yeah, he has to
Oh,
protect
okay.
himself. Nobody else is gonna do it.
Oh, okay, true. I see that now. See, like the whole God, so much fucking culture in
I
just
was just
one story. I literally just zoned out. I
I,
completely zoned out.
I
I
could
was
be
just that
totally.
little child
I'm
for
gonna
like
say
those
though that
that 3 minutes.
I'm gonna say that I could be totally wrong. There's like so many different told.
Don't say that, because now it
Okay,
counts
but that's
as
how
story.
that's how it mostly is though. I'm just trying to memorize from what I was told
No,
growing
yeah. You see, no one would ever know, so you are always right when it comes to native culture and
I
storytelling.
You are the
well, when
expert.
someone tells that story to when I come back home, then like, wait a second, that's not how it's told. You
Wait a
know.
second. See,
I just
now
want
to
to make
me,
sure
it's really cool that like the natives just have fucking like so much goddamn culture, and then we just rolled in here, just fucking took that shit out. Like that to me, that's just
We started
absolutely
throwing rocks at cactuses again.
no, like yeah, like what kind of fucking people? Oh man, that's just a whole nother thing. Cause like Jesus, what brings you to just do that? I don't like we don't just start enslaving a new species of fish we find. No. We do that to the people that look exactly like us. With 4 legs. Oh, sorry, not 4 legs. 2 legs. 2 legs, 2 arms.
I don't
Um
know what kind of people you're around.
those aren't people, those are
Those are
horses.
bison.
Those are bison. No, I'm just saying though, like what brings you to just end the lives and everything they'd lived on, and then you just start mining the gold and you just fucking kill everybody, start telling them this is how you're gonna live now, and then oh, what kind of
I
okay? I mean, at this point, I'm just fucking shitting on America, but
no,
like
yeah, no.
I can't
Well,
really do that.
it's interesting. We don't have a whole lot of time left, so we'll just touch on this a little bit. But like back, cause now, in today's culture, when you're a millionaire, you're flexing with your cars and your house and shit like that. What the hell do you buy in 1776 or before that, way before that, with all of your riches? Like, what do you do with that?
Yeah, you're like, man, with all this money, I can pay somebody to make me a hat, right?
I can put a feather on my velvet hat.
Exactly. Oh man, it'll be done in weeks.
I'll ship it out. It'll go by sea. It'll come back from Paris. I'll get it
Yeah.
in 2 years.
I'll get it if I send it now.
if I don't die of any other disease we have no idea exists.
Exactly. Oh, that's a whole nother topic. This is a fucking wild west.
So wild.
I hate that.
But yeah, I don't
There's
know.
so
What do you?
many different things that I feel like no one thinks of when it comes to the wild. We're just like, oh, they were fine. You know, they just didn't have any medicine.
Or laws.
When they got lost all the time, I'm sure.
That too.
There was nothing to do. Oh yeah, there's
Just-
like I can't name it now because I'm on the spot, but there are infinite things.
Just constantly hot and sweaty.
Yeah, just
Jesus.
constant.
No relief. No water, even.
No clean soap.
You're just really hot. You dump water on yourself, and then you put your fucking sweaty clothes back on. Sweaty, dirty ass clothes
That is so
back
true.
on.
Miriam, you have your wife Miriam washing your shit on a washboard in the fucking lake of
In
which
the muddy water.
right, the mud water. So you're like, extra grit today, Miriam? You betcha. Looking, all of that. Then you go to the saloon. I think I forget.
Get shot
And
in
I-
the knee.
Yeah, you just get shot for having an ace, and it wasn't up your sleeve. I don't-
You didn't cheat, played fair game, and you just get blasted anyway.
just out of pure smite, you just get blasted. I don't. Oh, the saloons. So like, I don't think I realized until honestly, I've never thought of saloons because they're not around anymore, except they're in different form. But they were fucking whorehouses. Like I feel like I
Pretty
didn't
much.
quite catch that.
I feel like you have the bar area, but then you have like a bedroom in saloons. Like
You have the
a
upstairs.
room. Yeah, you
And
can
then-
like stay in saloons because towns are like miles apart, and if you're riding like across whatever
Cross
is
state.
it a state at that point? I don't even know what
It would be territory.
into different sheriff's territories.
Exact jurisdiction.
You gotta stay the night somewhere, and you're like, give me a woman and a bed. All right, that's 15 cents.
All right, that is no. Remember, Louis put it. That is a general amount of money.
He just hands up the sack of coins.
Yes, sack of coin, and then like he said, like you just put your horse, which has everything you own, basically everything important you own, just on it, out, and hopefully the horse isn't just murdered or
Or
stripped of all your belongings.
yeah.
Oh yeah, no, there's just so many. I want to just do an entire podcast
On the Wild West.
on the Wild West.
So stupid.
No, because there are just so many things that like they had it pretty fucking bad. Honestly.
You get bit by a snake, you're done.
Oh, you're
If you
ca-
get
it
shot
didn't
in
even
the
have to be
pinky toe.
poisonous. It didn't even have to be a poisonous snake. You get bit enough times, just go septic and you fucking die. You're like, oh man,
Yeah, they don't.
we haven't found out what bacteria is yet, so I don't know how to treat this.
Yeah, they don't know. Like, yeah, you get shot in the foot, and they're like, oh, well, we can either dig it out and you die of lead poisoning anyway, or we cut off your leg at the knee and you die because you just bleed out, and
Or you just can't work, so you can't make a living.
you're just gonna
What do you
be sitting on the front porch for the rest of your life.
Porch of which you don't own because you are just that guy on the porch that the kids throw rocks at, and then you will die and become a cactus.
Oh my god, Jesus Christ!
Just
Just really circled it around. All right, well, I think we're over an hour at this point.
Okay,
Which is, it sucks because we're on such a nice ramble here, but
it's a good roll.
nobody's gonna watch this far in the video anyway, so it's okay.
Yeah.
We're just here talking about the Wild West and everything else that could possibly happen ever. So we'll go ahead and wrap it up here. Glad if you made it to this far in the video, somehow reach out to us and let us know, and we will design a t-shirt and send it to you right now.
It'll be there in 2 weeks.
It'll be there in 2 years. I'm sending it over to get it made with velvet. But yeah. Anyway,
Feathers not included. Sorry.
This was episode 4. Not really sure what I'm gonna title this one because we talked about literally everything you could think of. I hope that it was enjoyable, and we'll catch you guys on the next episode.
Good night, or good morning, or good afternoon to you.
Bye.
Have a good one.